Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. Today is a biopic, quite a sad biopic, but I hope a happy one for the memories I'm going to share with you. It is about the wondrous and incredible Selena, who was part Mexican, part American, and that's how she described herself. She was adorned and worshipped and glorified almost as a queen of Tenka music, which I'll explain as well in a moment. And Selena was unfortunately shot. And she was shot by a woman who ran one of Selena's boutiques. And it was called the Trial of the Century when it happened. And I believe she was only 23 years old. So that is the premise of the video and the artist that you're going to hear about now. Let's get into whom she was for those who didn't know her. She was an American singer, fashion designer called Queen of Tenko Music. Her contributions to music and fashion made her one of the most celebrated Mexican-American entertainers of the late 20th century. And in 2020, Billboard magazine put her in third place on their list of the greatest Latino artists of all time, based on both Latin albums and Latin songs chart success. And media outlets called her the Tenko Madonna for her clothing choices. She also ranks amongst the most influential Latin artists of all times and is credited for catapulting the Tenko genre into the mainstream music. And the Tenko music, for those that don't know, is also known as Tex-Mex music. It is a popular music style fusing Mexican and US influences. Typically, Tenko combines Mexican Spanish vocal styles with dance rhythms from Czech and German genres, particularly polka or waltz, and Tenko music is traditionally played by small groups. So she made that very, very popular and brought it over to the mainstream. Today's video is very Mexican in style and sound, and it portrays clips of Selena's life. Throughout her life, she was always smiling and known for her beautiful smile. But unfortunately, in the height of all of this success, Selena was shot and killed on March the 31st in 1995 by Yolanda Salvador and her friend and former manager of a Selena boutiques. Now, I thought, do I touch on the actual death itself? And I thought I will only touch on it to this point. And we'll mention the occurrence of it. Her father and manager, Abraham Jr., appointed Yolanda president of Selena's fan club in 1991, and after Salvador had repeatedly asked permission to start one, it began in January 1994. She was promoted to manager of the singer's boutiques. Soon Selena's employees, fashion designer and cousin began complaining about Salvador's management style, and in January 1995, Quintanilla Jr. began receiving phone calls and letters from angry fans who had sent membership payments and received nothing in return. He began investigating their complaints and found evidence that Salvador had embezzled $60,000 from the fan club and the boutiques using forged checks. Now, in her defense, Salvador, she said, and it was called the Trial of the Century at the time, she said that she was attempting to commit suicide and that the gunshot went towards Selena instead of herself. That was her defense. Needless to say, after Selena's death, Tenko music, that was one of the most popular Latin subgenres in the United States at the time. She was officially called the Queen of Tenko music for making it so popular, and became the first Latina artist to predominantly Spanish language album called Dreaming of You, and that was in 1995. And it debuted and peaked at #1 in the US Billboard 200 chart. After her death, the popularity of Tenko music waned. And during Salvador's trial for the murder, called the trial, as I've mentioned 3 times now, of the century, and the most important trial for Latino population, she mentioned why she shot her. Now, she was found guilty and sentenced to life imprisonment. Now, this is the interesting fact. Jennifer Lopez was cast as Selena in a 1997 biopic film about her life and achieved fame after the film's release. And 30 years later, when they were commemorating Selena's music and everything that she has, a star on the Walk of Fame in Hollywood, Selena does, Jennifer turned up which was a nice thing to do. And still, her fans go to the place in the motel room where Selena had met her death. But her music carries on in the fans, and this is what I'm about. And I'm today reacting for the first time to a piece of music requested that it's been, and I'm looking at the title, it came out I think 10 years ago. If you're a fan of Selena, you can correct me. I'm sure this came out before, and this is a re-release, but it's got a beautiful video of Selena smiling, and I loved the pictures, and I thought, of course I'm going to react to it. Don't forget, everybody in Mexico who's listening, and if you're Mexican living in America, all my videos are in Spanish, and I have many greats, Luis Miguel. I have young artists coming up whom there's one particular artist I will link to this video, and lots of Mexican Spanish music's on my channel. So please press those buttons, and don't forget to like and subscribe, and also comment on your favorite Selena song, and hopefully I can react and get around to that as soon as I can. In the meantime, let's sit back. For all those people who have requested Selena, and I never knew anything about this particular star, I admit that. I'm a typical Western person listening to her music for the first time. But as a musical reactor, I know I'm going to enjoy it, just by the comments that you've made about her. So Tu Solo Tu means you, only you. And I have the translation of the Spanish lyrics in English, and I will also translate them into over 30 languages. For all of my worldwide fans who have subscribed, please listen, click on the translation button, and listen to the wonderful sound of Selena with me. This is my first time listening to her, and I know I'm going to enjoy it.
Mira cómo ando, mi amor, por tu querer, borracha y apasionada, no más por tu amor. Mira cómo ando, mi bien, muy dada la borrachera y a la perdición. Abriendo una herida en mi corazón. Tú, solo tú, eres causa de todo mi llanto, de mi desencanto y desesperación. Solo tu sombra fatal, sombra del mar, me sigue por donde quiera con obstinación. Y por quererte olvidar, me tiro a la borrachera y a la perdición. Solo tú has llenado de luto mi vida, abriendo una herida en mi corazón. Solo tú, eres causa de todo mi llanto, de mi desencanto y desesperación. desesperación.
Isn't it terribly, terribly sad that somebody so beautiful at the age of 23, I believe, all the recommendations I get from fans and I bring them onto my channel, I'm never disappointed. So Selena, even though you're not here, you're here spiritually. I know you are. And I welcome you onto the channel. And if there are any other Selena reactions fans want me to do, please press those buttons, subscribe, like, comment, and let me know. And I will do my best throughout 2022 now we're into, to do as many as I can between now and Christmas. And I think Christmas Day, just before my Christmas week, I think I'll find a song of Selena's, especially for you fans out there, because that was beautiful. And really it was too short and sweet. And I believe that Selena's brother is a DJ and he's also a producer, and I'm sure he put that together. Congratulations to the family and the brother for putting together something so personal and so beautiful. I'm sure it touched many people watching. Now we'll get into the lyrics, which I have the translation now into English, and we'll look. It's called You Only You in English. It begins, look how I walk, my love, for your love, drunk and passionate, just for your love. It continues, look how I'm doing my good, very given to drunkenness and perdition. Now, perdition in English is a word that is about the state of mind when it comes to being crazy and going insane. So it's obviously used to highlight the drunkenness and highlight how much this song is talking about the love of a person. When somebody is so deeply in love, so crazy in love, all they can do is just go crazy with thoughts. We all do, we've all done that. All of us have met somebody that we just go, oh, I can't get this person out of my mind, out of my heart. And even if they're in your life and they're at work or they leave you for a while or something, you still think of them day and night. It's crazy when you become drunk with your thoughts. So this is what I'm passion. So it talks about that. It continues in verse 3. You, only you have filled my life with mourning, opening a wound in my heart. So now we go into the seriousness of the song. And obviously she's talking about maybe a breakup. I don't know till we get further. That she's going crazy. She hasn't got this person in her life. And that they're there and she's reaching out but can't quite touch them. But yet in the heart, in the mind, they're there making her, driving her to despair emotionally. So verse 4 says, you, only you are the cause of all my crying, of my disenchantment and despair. And look how I'm doing very well for your love. Only your fatal shadow of evil follows me everywhere with obstinacy. Now, obstinacy is also a word in English that means when you're obstinate, you're stubborn, you won't go away, or you won't give up on something. You'll continue and follow it through. So when she talks about fatal shadow, we've all heard the saying, when you look over your shoulder, it's almost like you feel somebody's watching you, somebody's following you. Well, Selena in this case is singing about somebody who's in her heart, in her mind, and she's feeling them feelings. She's feeling like they're around her all the time. She can't get rid of them, and she considers it evil only because she's angry. And so it continues, you, only you have filled my life with mourning, opening a wound in my heart. And ends, you, only you are the cause of all my crying, of my disenchantment, my despair. So this song is about releasing those inner feelings that when a relationship has broken up, and I feel this is a breakup situation, or there's been an argument and there's been separation. It's one or the other. But I still feel the person is in Selena's life, and those words reflect separation, anxiety, anger. How dare somebody make me feel like this when I love them so much? That situation. And she's in despair because she's going crazy. And that's the old saying, when you are crazy in love with somebody, they can drive you. In Ireland we say up the wall, but I know other places say they drive you to the clouds or over the cliff. That situation. So it's a song about separation, hurt and anger. A beautiful song, whose title, You Only You, means you are only for me. I don't want anybody else. Even if I feel like this, my love is always with you. You're the person I love. And you know, one of the hardest things to accept is when the other person doesn't respond and doesn't love you. You have to go through that hurt and that upset for a long time. If you're in that situation, I hope you heal soon. And if you're not, I hope you don't go there with anybody. Thank you, Selena, to Solar Sue. Thank you, fans, for recommending it. I hope you've enjoyed my semi-biopic kind of background to Selena, because Western people like myself who are hearing this for the first time needed to know that. So thank you for listening. And I look forward to doing another Selena reaction very, very soon. Take care for now. Bye-bye.